Cell is the structural unit of life. The study of cells from its basic structure to the function of every cell organelle is called cell biology. Robert Hooke was the first biologist who discovered cells. All organisms are made up of cells. They may be made of a single cell unicellular or many cells multicellular. Mycoplasmas are the smallest known cells. Cells are the building blocks of all living beings. They provide structure to the body and convert the nutrients taken from the food into energy. Cells are the complex and their components perform various functions in an organism. They are of different shapes and sizes, pretty much like bricks of the buildings. Our body is made up of cells of different shapes and sizes. Cells are the lowest level of organization in every life form. From organism to organism, the count of cells may vary. Humans have the number of cells compared to that of bacteria. Cells comprise several cell organelles that perform specialized functions to carry out life processes. Every organelle has specific structure. The hereditary material of the organisms is also present in the cells. Cell structures. Ideas about cell structure have changed considerably over the years. Early biologists saw cells as a simple membranous sacs containing fluid and a few floating particles. Today's biologists know that cells are infinitely more complex than this. There are many different types, sizes, and shapes of cell in the body. For descriptive purposes, the concept of a generalized cell is introduced. It includes features from all cell types. A cell consists of three parts: the cell membrane, the nucleus, and between the two, the cytoplasm. Within the cytoplasm lie intricate arrangements of fine fibers and hundreds of or even thousands of minuscule but distinct structures called organelles. The cell structure comprises individual components with specific function essential to carry out life's processes. These components include cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, and cell organelles.
Cell membrane. Every cell in the body is enclosed by a cell plasma membrane. The cell membrane separates the material outside the cell, extracellular, from the material inside the cell, intracellular. It maintains the integrity of the cell and controls passage of materials into and out of the cell. All materials within the cell have mass access to the cell membrane, the cell's boundary for the needed exchange. The cell membrane is a double layer of phospholipid molecules. Proteins in the cell membrane provide structural support, form channels for passage of materials, act as receptor sites, function as carrier molecules, and provide identification markers. Nucleus and nucleus. The nucleus, formed by the nuclear membrane around the fluid nucleoplasm, is the control center of the cell. Threads of chromatin in the nucleus contains deoxyribonucleic acid DNA, the genetic material of the cell. The nucleus is a dense region of ribonucleic acid RNA. In the nucleus is the site of ribosome formation. The nucleus determines how the cell will function as well as basic structure of that cell.
Cytoplasmic organelles are little organs that are suspended in cytoplasm of the cell. Each type of organelle has a definite structure and specific role in the function of the cell. Examples of cytoplasmic organelles are the mitochondrion, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, and lysosome.
Cell organelles. Cells are composed of various cell organelles that perform certain specific functions to carry out life's processes. the different cell organelles along with its principal function. Nucleus. The nucleus is the site of ribosome synthesis. Also, it is involved in controlling cellular activities and cellular reproduction. Nuclear membrane. The nuclear membrane protects the nucleus by forming a boundary between the nucleus and other cell organelles. Chromosomes. Chromosomes play a crucial role in determining the sex of an individual. Each human cells contain 23 pairs of chromosomes. Endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is involved in the transportation of substances throughout the cell. It plays a primary role in the metabolism of carbohydrates, synthesis of lipids, steroids, and proteins. Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies are called the cell's post office as it is involved in the transportation of materials within the cell. Ribosomes. Ribosomes are the protein synthesizers of the cell. Mitochondria. The mitochondrion is called the powerhouse of the cell. It is called so because it produces ATP, the cell's energy currency. Lysosomes. Lysosomes protect the cell by engulfing the foreign bodies entering the cell and helps in cell renewal. Therefore, it is known as the cell suicide bands. Chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are the primary organelles for photosynthesis. It contains the pigment chlorophyll. Vacuoles. Vacuoles stores food, water, and other waste materials in the cell.
A cell performs these major functions essential for the growth and development of an organism. Important functions of cell are as follows. Provides support and structure. All the organisms are made up of cells. They form the structural basis of all the organisms. The cell wall and the cell membrane are the main components that function to provide support and structure to the organism. For example, the skin is made up of a large number of cells. Xylem percent in the vascular plants is made up of cells that provide structural support to the plants. Facilitate growth mitosis. In the process of mitosis, the parent cell divides into the daughter cells. Thus, the cells multiply and facilitate the growth in an organism. Energy production. Cells require energy to carry out various chemical processes. This energy is produced by the cells through a process called photosynthesis in plants and respiration in animals. Allows transport of substances. Various nutrients are imported by the cells to carry out various chemical processes going on inside the cells. The waste produced by the chemical processes is eliminated from the cells by active and passive transport. Small molecules such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, and ethanol diffuse across the cell membrane along the concentration gradient. This is known as passive transport. The larger molecules diffuse across the cell membrane through active transport, where the cells require a lot of energy to transport the substances. Aids in reproduction. A cell aids in reproduction through the processes called mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis is termed as asexual reproduction where the parent cell divides to form daughter cells. Meiosis causes the daughter cells to be genetically different from the parent cells. Thus, we can understand why cells are known as a structural and functional unit of life. This is because they are responsible for providing structure to the organisms and performs several functions necessary for carrying out life's processes.
Characteristics of a cell. Cells provide structure and support to the body of an organism. The cell interior is organized into different individual organelles surrounded by a separate membrane. The nucleus, major organelle, holds genetic information necessary for reproduction and cell growth. Every cell has one nucleus and membrane-bound organelles in the cytoplasm. Mitochondria, a double membrane-bound organelle, is mainly responsible for the energy transaction vital for the survival of the cell. Lysosomes digest unwanted materials in the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum plays a significant role, is an internal organization of the cell by synthesizing selective molecules and processing, directing, and sorting them to their appropriate location.